about I can't find my spiritual path. It's like, well, who says you're not on your spiritual path? The way I'd explain this, think of it your mobile phone. It'll do certain functions, and then if you download specific apps, it will do so much more, but the circuitry in the phone is no different. It's the same with this so-called junk DNA. It's just not active, it's waiting for the right app. So all this nonsense and fear about what may or may not happen is not going to be a problem anyway, because the situation will be such that as and when what you could say are people's superpowers will be reactivated. They're just laying there dormant, that's all. So there's nothing to fight, there's nothing to fear. It's far better to just focus on the internal workings of self with all these things. It's a great lure to look outside oneself, but and certainly some of the things from looking outside of oneself, when you've weighed them up inside, they can actually bring an internal peace where there is actually no conflict in any information, and that's a huge game changer for a start, because it gets rid of internal conflict where you've got information in your head from one source which conflicts and you're not sure which is right and which is not. In some ways that's what these Mandela effects seem to do. It puts doubt in the mind. Is it my mind playing tricks on me? Did I really remember the 2 bars on a dollar bill sign? Well, a part of me says, yes, I definitely do remember it, but then there's a part of me that's doubting it, so it's putting trying to put a conflict, and it's like, well, it's just a symbol and it doesn't matter, but I can see what the symbol means, whether it's got 1 or 2 bars. You could also flip it over and maybe it's a twin caduceus on a single pole, so it's not 2 bars, it's 2 serpents. One's a mirror of the other anyway, which is pretty much all this reality is. It's just a huge great reflection. But it's whether we can see in the reflection. It's no different from if you're tired and your mind will try and make sense of shadows and turn them into various things. The eyes can play tricks because the mind is trying to make sense of things it sees, but so it will invent something, and all that looks like a giant when it's just the way the light is in comparison to the shadows on, I don't know, the geology of the landscape, that kind of thing. But I suppose that the best analogy I could give is the end of the film The Italian Job, where they get this gold, which is the material wealth, but look what happens, it's all held in the balance because the gold has slid down the inside of this coach, and all these guys are up the other end. They can't go towards the gold because the coach will then tip over the edge. They can't jump off the coach because I think there's something like 10 or 16 of them. They can't all get off at once, and of course if one of them tries to go out the door, the balance is going to tip to the material wealth and they will fall, they will plunge. There's a great analogy in that, in the chasing after the material wealth, and look where it got them. It was all held in the balance. You could say that was the scales of justice being shown in that film, The Italian Job. And isn't it interesting, it's the Italian job, considering what families and religions and the like, all the mafia, and all these things come out of that area. So is it any wonder that the film is called The Italian Job? It's reflecting an inside job though, if you think about it. It's an external display display to reflect upon and then look at the metaphorical message that is being shown in the film. Like the famous quote from that film, "You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off." Turn that in the metaphorical sense. You're not supposed to tear yourself apart inside. You're just supposed to open the door inside yourself. That is how it interprets what is being shown there, and that's the thing to remember. This is only an interpretation. I'm not saying it's a definitive truth. It's just the perspective I'm coming from with that. And I'm going to say unconditional love to you all.
And then I saw this picture of Trump. They haven't just been doing this thing to us for 5 minutes. Look, the man is young. And this was all off a news clip. But look at his mouth. What is those things round his mouth? So, he's not right, is he? And this is before I've even got to Kamala. They're just a soap opera. Just look at his mouth. What is going on there? Look at the size of that, as if it'd be that small. I can't talk like that with my mouth like that. Look at his face. Wobble, wobble, wobble. It's every bit of footage I look at. There's something wrong. I thought Trump has blue eyes. That person's got brown or black eyes. They haven't got blue eyes. Trump has bluey eyes. Look at that. Just horrible. And then this picture of him a bit younger with the bit of sort of wedge on his hair. That doesn't look right either, does it? Look at that, the side of his head. Look, his hair on the right side. Wow. So they've been doing this to us for a very long time, because he's in his probably 40s there, and he's, what, 70 something now. That's about 30 years ago. And this one is very bizarre. It doesn't even really look like him. And look at his mouth. Look at the mouth. Something wrong with that. Superimposed in just like the rest. Something wrong with his mouth and chin. And this one looks like a different version of Trump. Does that look like Trump? Looks more like John Wayne. And this one, who is Kamala, his wife, looking at?
Number 3, female presidency. Kamala Harris was sworn in as the Vice President of the United States of America on January 20th, 2021. That day marked her official inauguration. She was the first woman and the first African American to achieve this position, making it a day that would be carved indelibly into the annals of the nation's history for all time to come. Nevertheless, what if we were able to take that to the next level? In the year 2024, what would happen if the United States of America elected its first female president?
I think I'm excited that he dropped out. I don't think she's the best pick either, though. So we'll see what happens.
So I was hoping this one was real, as they're talking to the people and nobody seems to really want Biden there. I was looking at this woman. I mean, I don't think her head fits on that body, to be honest. It's been superimposed on. Her head is a different colour to her body. And then her face does this wobble thing here. Look at that. When you see it, you can't help it. It doesn't matter if it's 2 seconds. It's just showing you that it's not correct. It's been made. So that was disappointing. And to be honest, you can almost see, if you look at the top, that their hair is added. Yeah, well, there's something wrong with that person. You know, we're 2024, there shouldn't be anything, and I thought that person was a bit weird behind her. I think she was the lady at the beginning, and I thought that was correct. But then we have that weird person behind her and doesn't look in the same perspective, and then we've got this one, does a really funny chin thing. Her chin's really strange there, look at that. As if, where's her chin gone? Like the bottom of her chin. So something wrong with her. So they've made this. You think you're talking or watching real people talking about it's time Biden went and somebody else was there now. Trump or Kamala. But there's something wrong with that person as well. So there's something wrong with all of them. All of them.
He's done an admirable job, but as I have had conversations with my wife and my family, I told her, I think the age factor was so overwhelming.
It was hard and it was harsh and it was painful. I can't imagine how painful for him and for his family. But the country, I think we needed this, and we can only be grateful.
We don't have much to choose from, left or right. That's just my personal opinion. So I don't think we'll be good with or without him. We have a long way to go.
Kamala is the name of a Hindu goddess from Mesopotamia. Kamala is one of the female offsprings of this devil right here, and he is one of the 3 primary forms of Devi. Kamala of Devi, the laughing goddess. And that's next on the trumpet. She was born in 1964, and this is what year it is now. The year of the dragon. The harlot of Babylon is here. The laughing goddess. Revelation chapter 17. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet and was glittered with gold, precious stones and pearls. She held a golden cup in her hand, filled with abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. So this has been in the works for quite some time. Purple, gold, pearls, 6 buttons on each sleeve, laughing with a golden cup in her hand, the word of God. That one. You can read all about the beast that put her into power after he served for exactly 42 months. And that matches the book of Revelation perfectly. Daniel chapter 12. The man clothed in linen, who was above the waters of the river, lifted his right hand and his left hand towards heaven. And I heard him swear by him who lives forever, saying, I will be for a time, times, and half a time, when the power of the holy people has been finally broken. All these things will be completed. And that fancy talk for times and half a time, that means 42 months. Right here. This is what time I woke up this morning, and I go by Ezekiel 33:3. And that scripture says that when I see the sword fall upon the land, I'll blow the trumpet and warn the people, so I can follow the trumpet for more. And in Jesus' name, have a blessed day.
Come on, you know I'd go and look up her as well. Well, all it is this is where I started the video, but where's the microphone on? This one's hardly here. You can see her suit through the microphone. And look at this. What's this? Do you see how wrong that is? Wrong. then, I don't know, look at the top of her jacket where her shoulder is. It's gone from being completely there to disappearing there, and her fingers have disappeared. It's so bizarre because in this video she actually has very dark hands. But have you noticed? Maybe that's the darker hand which has got a white thumb suddenly. How the hell does that happen? Well, I suppose it only happens because it's a cartoon. Look at that. Look at the thumb. Is that Trump's thumb? Look at that. A white thumb. I'll show you in a minute her hands. She's still got the white thumb, but isn't it? Well, anyway, she's still got the white thumb. Just put this up a little bit. Right. We're just going through the footage. And don't forget, always look for the bits on the jacket. See, I think that looks really weird, her face. Just go and zoom into her face. Is that a human? Look at that on the flag. I don't think she looks right at all. And when I was looking at her, I just thought, well, she's going to have to be one of the other ones, because that's always what happens. Oh, look at her mouth there. Look at that. That's not right. Is it? Not right there either. See that line down there? Yeah, right. It's a cartoon. Look at that hair. This bit quite boggled me because she's moving her hand across, but suddenly it's like she's blowing a kiss with the size of the hand. And even there she's got quite a white hand. I'll have to find the bit where her hands are actually very dark, or it's coming up, I think. Yeah, look, her thumb is red. She's got red in her thumb. It's all made. Look at this. All made for you to lap in the soap opera. Cool. If this is 2024, we're not very, Someone will tell me, oh, don't be stupid, that's what happens on a video. Yeah, right. You can see it with your own eyes, can't you? If you were there, you'd see it. Of course you wouldn't. Yes. Yeah, I was a bit shocked because there's only one person with a nose like that and she's dead now, but that doesn't mean this thing didn't play her at times or they used her face. Because there were times when this person thought, you know, they looked very young for their age. Funny stuff going on in the video. Look at her nostrils there. different voice, different look. Oh, there, look at her hands there. Come on, everybody. Oh, that reminds me of a film when a man's got hands like that. I can't remember the film now. Look at her hands. Look how dark. Much darker than her. Where's the one gone? Oh, we've kind of got a white thumb. Look, dark hand, white thumb. Now that is bizarre, isn't it? Look at that. What the hell's that? Hopefully you can see that that is not right. Let's have a look up here. You can see that's not right. Let's have a look at her hands. Look at that. What is that? They're not very good at doing hands when they make them. Look at that. How ridiculous is that? Oh, it's like a horror movie to me. The white thumb. I wonder what that means then. Dark hand, white thumb. Look at that. Just look at that. Just look at it all. Dark fingers, white thumb, white. Yuck. Oh God, look at that. She's got midget hands suddenly. Let's pull out. She's got midget hands. Look at that. It's all a cartoon, baby. Look at the colour of her hands there. Look how dark they are there. Oh, yes, this bit interested me. Do you see that? Look. Do you see her hands and the look? Her hands inside the microphone. Well, but look, bottom anyway a bit. So I suddenly notice it. Look at her hand. Oh, how bananas is that? Now they've got the microphone in the way, but it's saying the jacket's still there. It's still happening where the jacket is. Look at that. Look at that hand there. Look at the colour of that one now. Very dark. No, I don't think that looks right, her hand. At all. I don't think that looks right. Look at her fingers. That's like a man's finger there, look. Hand's completely white now. Can you know who she looks like a bit? Her lip there, what the hell happens to her lip? Look. Wow. This bit. That. What is that? Those lines, look at it all. It's all a cartoon. There. Oh, she's changing colour all the time. I don't hand, right? That hand, that arm looks. It doesn't look big. Look, you can see bits are happening on the flag because it's been superimposed in. Just playing it to the end because I filmed it. A soap opera. Oh Ah, yes, look at her teeth there. Why does she have a white bit? Look at that. How the hell does that happen? So, it's exactly the same with her as it is with Biden and Trump. They play together. Same system.
Comprehensively inept, bumbling giggler-in-chief Kamala Harris installed as the leader of the free world and the Democrats' 2024 presidential candidate. No elections, no primaries, nothing. Isn't it funny how the side that bleats endlessly about threats to democracy is the biggest threat to democracy? It's always about projection with these folks. For whatever you may think of the cognitively impaired Joe Biden, he has won the delegates necessary for renomination. They had primaries, Joe won them. In any sort of democracy, that matters for something, but not anymore. And it's not because they suddenly discovered Joe was mentally unfit for office. It's because he's floundering in the polls. Even before the debate, he was in peril. But after his cognitive decline was laid bare, the vultures have come out. And it's the wildly unpopular and incompetent Kamala Harris who is right now seen as their best chance. Yes, this woman.
We all watched the television coverage of just yesterday. That's on top of everything else that we know and don't know yet, based on what we've just been able to see. And because we've seen it or not doesn't mean it hasn't happened. But just limit it to what we have seen.
When looking at Kamala Harris, it's easy to be distracted by the ineptitude, the cackling idiocy. But mark my words, this is a dangerously race-obsessed neo-Marxist politician whose voting record is among the most radically far left in the Senate. Watch here as she explains why equality is not the goal. We need to manufacture equality of outcomes so everyone ends up in the same place. Sounds a bit like communism to me.
Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place. And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand some people need more. So we all end up in the same place.
We all end up in the same place, equity. When you hear that word, red flags should go up, because that's pure Marxist doctrine, the pursuit of so-called equity, of equal outcomes for all. That's led to millions dead. It's as idiotic as it is evil. And let's not forget Kamala's reckless race baiting in 2020 as cities across America were plunged into violent BLM riots that saw more than 20 people killed, hundreds more bashed, shops, residences, businesses burnt to the ground with around $2 billion in damage. This is what the future Vice President was doing. She was raising bail money for the thugs police were arresting during BLM's summer of riots. People she helped free went on to commit more heinous acts, including murder. Yes, the headline there is right. Minnesota man freed by Kamala Harris's supported bail fund, now charged with murder. He was found guilty. Now, in any sane world, that may disqualify a person from seeking the highest office in the land. It would at least earn them some widespread criticism, but Kamala's reckless race baiting is really never mentioned by the US media, not by the overwhelming majority of them anyway. To end with a President Kamala Harris would be like having one of the mad banshees of The View in the Oval Office. And wowee, haven't those lovely ladies had an almighty meltdown since the assassination attempt against Trump and the Republican National Convention. Here is the odious Joy Behar attacking Trump for feeling blessed to be alive.
I'm speaking to fellow Christians. I was raised Catholic. I'm a Christian girl. When something like this happens to you, like this assassination attempt, and you say something like God was watching me, that is a very unchristian thing to say because it's very narcissistic. What about Corey? What's his name? Compratore.
Vile, and just as vile as the views are. Whoopi Goldberg, who had a go at Donald Trump's granddaughter Kai for daring to humanise her grandfather. Listen to this deranged rant.
I have a lot of faith in the American people. And I don't know very many men who want to be talked to the way that this man has been talking to men in his audience. I don't know any women, and I know his grandchild was up on the thing, and they're trying to humanize him and change your idea about who this guy is. Don't fall for that. Trump.
What sort of sad, twisted, and tiny leftist echo chamber does that woman belong to? Has she seen the polls? Yet she doesn't know men or women who like how Trump speaks to them. She has a go at a child for speaking about her grandfather. And the bitter harpies of The View have a message for the Democrats. Install Kamala or else. This is Sunny Hostin.
Kamala, if she is leapfrogged and there's just some open convention, no Democratic nominee can win without the black vote. Black women will not support Kamala Harris being looked over. Why? Because she is ready, overlooked. But she is ready to be the president. She's been in the Oval Office with him. She's been in the Situation Room with him. How dare people suggest that she is incompetent?
But isn't this a
just to be clear.
How dare they? She's incompetent, Sonny. She's not only dangerously incompetent, she's a chronic underperformer in every key role she's been assigned. She's captured entirely by the radical left. She's wildly unpopular. And if she is the nominee, Donald Trump will win in a landslide. And the American people, indeed all of us, deserve another debate between Biden and Trump. If we are denied that, then at least we have Shane Gillis as Trump and Adam Ray as Biden to fill the void with their brilliant impersonations. Enjoy.
So scared.
Tony, what an unbelievable experience it is. What a great show this could be. Instead, we've got an absolute idiot here running the show.
This is a moment we will never forget. This is incredible. What a shocking surprise. No one more shocked than President Joe Biden, it seems. He looked so scared.
Who'd you my pants?